Okay po. Good afternoon po.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to DPWH Sorsogon 2nd District Engineering Office, Payawid, Gubat, Sorsogon. Today's scheduled for today's pre-bid conference is Project 24FL0075, Construction of Bridge Approach, Barangay Bangate, Barcelona, Sorsogon Phase 2. Location is Barangay Bangate, Barcelona, Sorsogon. Attendees for today's pre-bid conference are the following. Today is March 7, 2024. Attendees for today's pre-bid conference are the following. Agnes C. Lu, BAC Chairman. Erwin S. Encinares, BAC Member. Levi Pura Jr., BAC Member. Chloe F. Valeros, BAC Member. Nathaniel E. Ferretoro Jr., Planning Engineer. Nathaniel B. Alegre, BAC Secretariat. Glenn L. Inicio, Head Procurement Unit. And Christian E. Austria from IT. Meron na po tayong quorum and wala po tayong representative from the bidder.
Okay, since we have a quorum, this pre-bid conference is now called to order. The agenda for this pre-bid meeting are as follows. To discuss the basic contract data is Engineer Nathaniel Ferretero Jr. of the Planning and Design Section.
Basic contract data for contract ID number 24FL0075, Construction of Bridge Approach, Barangay Bangate, Barcelona, Sorsogon, Phase 2. Contract location is at Barangay Bangate, Barcelona, Sorsogon. Approved budget for the contract is 9,800,000 pesos. Brief description, construction of bridge approach. Source of fund is FY 2024 GAA. Contract duration, 85 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents is 10,000 pesos. Submission of bids is scheduled on March 22, 2024 until 10 a.m. and the opening of bids is at 10 a.m. of March 22, 2024 immediately after closing the receipt of bids. Major category of work, the code is RCP. We have here the sample of the bill of quantities and the sample of the bid data sheet. All of these are downloadable through the DPWH website or at the PhilJobs website. Minimum manpower requirement for project manager, the minimum years of experience required is 5 years. Project engineer, 5 years. Materials engineer, 3 years. Safety health officer, 1 year. And foreman, 3 years. Minimum equipment requirement for dump truck, the required number of units is 2 units. Payloader, 1 unit. Motorized road grader, 1 unit. Vibratory roller, 1 unit. Water truck pump, 1 unit. Concrete vibrator, 1 unit. Concrete screeder, 1 unit. Concrete saw, 1 unit. Bar cutter, 1 unit. Joint sealer machine, 1 unit. Backhoe breaker, 1 unit. One bagger mixer, 1 unit. Bar bender, 1 unit. Backhoe, 1 unit. And plate compactor, 1 unit. We have here the sample of the special conditions of contract and some samples of the plans. So we have here the cover page of the plan indicating the limits and the length of 0.787 lane kilometer as programmed. And we have here the location map and the vicinity map of the proposed project and the straight line diagram for section 1, section 2, and section 3 and some typical roadway cross sections. Again, all of these are downloadable through the DPWH website or at the PhilJobs website. So for the next slide, it will be discussed by Engineer Valeros.
For submission and receipt of bids, bids should be submitted to the BAC on the date, time, and either at its physical address or through online submission as specified in the invitation to bid, through the bidder's duly authorized representative in a two-way envelope system, where eligibility and technical requirements are enclosed in one envelope and the financial requirements in another envelope. Eligibility and technical envelope and financial envelope shall be enclosed in one single envelope. Please also be informed that bid validity is 120 calendar days from the date of opening of bids. For sealing and marking of bids, enclose the original eligibility and technical documents in one sealed envelope marked original technical component and the original financial component in another sealed envelope marked original financial component. Seal both in an outer envelope marked original bid. Each envelope shall contain the name of the contract to be bid, name and address of the bidder, recipient, DPWH, PE, and the markings "Do not open" before the date and time of the opening of bids. Same din po sa copy. Enclose the copy 1 technical and copy 1 financial in one envelope marked as copy 1. Next. The bank shall assume each envelope shall contain the name of the contract to the bid, name and address of the bidder, recipient, bank, PE, and the markings "Do not open" before the date, time, and opening of the bids. Sealing and marking of bids. The bank shall assume no responsibility for the misplacement of the contents of improperly sealed or marked bid or for its premature opening. Electronic submission and receipt of bids. Bidders shall submit their bids through any of the above-mentioned online or electronic facilities at any time before the closing date and time specified in the bidding documents. Electronic submission and receipt of bids, guidelines through electronic submission, through electronic means as specified in GPPB Resolution Number 09/2022. It uses a two-factor security procedure consisting of an archive format compression and password protection to ensure the security, integrity, and confidentiality of the bid submitted. Number 2, it allows access to a password-protected bidding documents on opening date and time. The password for accessing the file will be disclosed by the bidders only during the actual bid opening, which may be done in person or face-to-face through video conferencing, webcasting, or similar technology. And number 3, capable of generating an audit trail of transactions. Next, for modification of bids, it should be done before the deadline of submission of bids. Bidder shall not be allowed to retrieve its original bid and submit new bid equally sealed, properly identified, linked to its original bid, and marked as modification. For withdrawal of bids, letter of withdrawal must be received prior to the deadline for submission and receipt of bids. For bids withdrawn within the interval between deadline and expiration of bid validity, the bid security shall be forfeited. For electronic bid submission, bidders shall send another bid equally secured, properly identified, and labeled as modification of the previously submitted. The time indicated in the latest bid receipt page generated shall be officially type of submission. Please be guided po sa GPPB Resolution Number 9, Series of 2020. So, yan po yung address po. If magmamanual submission po and for electronic submission, please be guided na lang po. The following documents are posted in the DPWH website and PhilJeps to assist the contractors to prepare for their bids. These are the requirements of bidding documents. Number 1, ITB or Instruction to Bidders, the GCC or General Conditions of Contract, the Special Condition of Contract, the bid data sheet, specifications, drawings, BOQ, and bidding forms. For eligibility criteria, or to be eligible to bid for this contract, a contractor must meet the following requirements. He or she must be a licensed Filipino citizen for sole proprietorship, for partnership duly organized under the laws of the Philippines, and or which at least 60% of the interest belongs to citizens of the Philippines. corporations duly organized under the laws of the Philippines and of which at least 60% of the outstanding capital stock belongs to the citizens of Philippines. Cooperatives duly organized under the laws of the Philippines are persons or entities forming themselves into a joint venture. Foreign breeders may be eligible to participate in accordance with the guidelines issued by the GPTB. Must have a valid pickup license, must have an SLCC that is similar to the contract to be bid for at least 50% of the ABC, and contractors under small a and small b categories without similar experience, provided the cost of contract to be bid is not more than the ARCC of their registration. And last, must have an NFCC at least equal to ABC. For prospective bidders not enrolled in CWA or Civil Works application, they shall submit a Class A legal documents such as field job certificate of registration, mayor's permit, DTI or tax clearance. Number 2, pickup license and registration. Number 3, statement of all ongoing government and private contracts. Number 4, statement of a single largest completed contract. Number 5, computation of NFCC or net financial contracting capacity. And number 6, valid joint venture agreement, if applicable. Number 7, bid security with validity of 120 calendar days in form of cash or manager's check, bank draft, or guarantee 2% of ABC, or in a form of surety bond, callable on demand, 5% of ABC, or bid securing declaration. Number 8, project requirements with organizational chart for the contract to be bid, list of contractors' personnel or key persons, list of contractors' major equipment units, owned, leased, under purchase agreement. And number 9, omnibus warrant statement, duly notarized, as per the revised form per GPPB Resolution Number 16-2020, dated September 16, 2020. Next, for eligibility requirements, Class A documents or legal documents shall contain PhilJEP certificate of registration, yung platinum membership, which has SEC or SEC registration, DTI registration, mayor's permit, tax clearance, and audited financial statement. Class A technical documents shall have statement of all ongoing contracts, statement of single largest completed contract, valid pickup license, special pickup license for joint venture agreement. And for Class A financial documents, the net financial contracting capacity or NFCC or CLC for goods. And for Class B documents, in case of joint venture agreement, JV agreement entered into by parties. For mayor's permit, recently expired mayor's permit shall be accepted together with the OR. The renewed permit shall be submitted as a post-qualification requirement in accordance with Section 34.2 of the 2016 IRR of RA 9184. For tax clearance, submission of BIR receipt for renewal of tax clearance will not suffice in lieu of a valid tax clearance requirement. So, submission of provisionary tax clearance issued by BIR for bidding purposes is not acceptable form of tax clearance as per the GPPB Resolution Number 1, Series of 2014. For statement of all ongoing government and private contracts, statement of the prospective bidder of all ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. The statement shall include all information required in the bidding documents. Statement of Single Largest Completed Contract or SLCC for infrastructure projects. The SLCC completed should be similar to the contract to be bid or has the same major categories of work. The SLCC's value should be at least 50% of the ABC to be bid upon the adjustment to current prices using the PSA consumer price indices. Contractors under small a and small b categories without similar experience on the contract may participate if the cost of the contract to be bid is not more than the ARCC or allowable range of contract cost of their registration. For PCAB license or the Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board license, it should be valid. The special PCAB license for joint venture, registration for the type and cost of the contract to be bid should be valid at the time of the deadline for the submission and opening of bids. Forms of bid security includes cash or cashier's manager's check, bank guarantee, draft or irrevocable letter of credit issued by universal or commercial bank should be 2% of ABC, or you can use surety bond callable upon demand, 5% of the ABC, or bid securing declaration. You can use one form for bid security. Please be guided for the bid securing declaration form as per GPTB Resolution number 16-2020. Revised provision, a document undertaking signed by the bidder committed to pay the corresponding fine and be automatically disqualified from bidding of all the procurement contract of PE for a period of time upon receipt of blacklisting order. And for revised penalties, penalty of disqualification for 2 years from bidding for any procurement contract with any PE upon receipt of the blacklisting order. Payment of fine to be calculated in accordance with the rules set. So for the revised Omnibus 1 statement, all these provisions shall be present in your Omnibus 1 statement po, duly notarized. Please be guided din po GPTB Resolution number 16-2020. For evaluation of second envelope, which contains financial proposal, it shall include bid form, summary of bid prices in the bill of quantities, detailed estimates including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of the materials, labor, and equipment, cash flow by quarter or by month, and payment schedule. Other documents required in the bidding documents. For detailed evaluation of bid, the purpose is to determine the lowest calculated bid or the LCB by establishing correct calculated prices of bids and ranking calculated total bid prices from lowest to highest. The method is a non-discretionary criterion that shall be used, which shall include consideration of completeness of bids and minor arithmetical corrections. Result shall be contained in the abstract of bids. And in case of discrepancies, bid price in figures versus bid price in words, the bid price in words shall prevail. For total price per item versus unit price for the item times quantity, the unit price for the item times quantity shall prevail. For stated total price versus actual sum of price prices of component item, the actual sum of prices of component items shall prevail, and unit cost in the detailed estimate versus unit cost in the BOQ, the unit cost in the BOQ shall prevail. Remember also our no contact rule or the prohibition on communication with bidders from bid evaluation until the award of contract, as per section 32.1 of the 2016 IRR of RA 9184. For cost qualification, the purpose is to determine whether the LCB complies with and is responsive to all requirements and conditions as specified in the bidding documents. To be declared the LCRB or lowest calculated and responsive bidder. For method, a non-discretionary pass or fail criterion shall be used to verify, validate, and ascertain all statements and documents submitted by the LCB. That's all po.
Okay, are there any questions from the bidders? Do we have a bidder online? None? Since we have no other matters to discuss, this private conference for today is now